is the best time to reinvent yourself? I'll talk about that today on Reinventing You. How's it going? I'm Amelia Sims. This is Reinventing You, the channel where you can be inspired to take your own reinventing journey so that you can have a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I post twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening, and I'm inviting you now to be a part of this community by subscribing today. This is the first part of a three-part video series. Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about when the best time is to reinvent yourself. The next video will be about how do you know it's time to reinvent, or how do you know you need to reinvent yourself. And the third video is the first steps that you can take on your reinventing journey. How am I an expert on reinventing? It's because I'm going on a reinventing journey myself. I've been doing this for almost a year now, and it has been hard, but really, really good. So I try to give you some pointers on my own life, and I look to some others to give some direction as well. Today, I want to quote George Lopez, who is an actor, a comedian, and a talk show host. And what he says is, when things are bad, it's the best time to reinvent yourself. I think Mr. Lopez is right. A lot of times when things are really bad, when you are in that lowest point in your life, when everything seems hopeless and the thing seems the darkest, that is usually the best time to say, okay, I get it. I need to start over. I need to change. I need to transform myself. So when we say bad things, what are we talking about? In my own case, I didn't have like one major bad thing that happened. A lot of things happened at one time that kind of culminated, and that might be your case as well. So I'm just going to point out some things that might be helpful for you to figure out if you're going through a time where you need to reinvent, and if it's time for you to reinvent yourself. So the first area of bad things is loss. A loss can be from the death of a loved one, divorce from your spouse, downsizing at work. In other words, for some reason you have lost your job or your income or your career, and also disagreements with significant others. Now, when I say significant others, that could be the range of anybody from a spouse or good friend to a coworker. If there's some kind of significant disagreement that you've had with somebody else, then that may be some type of loss, because you may lose that relationship or at least damage that relationship some way. So loss in terms of divorce, death, disagreements, and downsizing. Those are some areas where it feels bad. Everything feels bad. Some bad things are happening in your life. And you might find yourself in a season where a lot of that is going on. Maybe you're older and you've lost your spouse, and then because of your age or the way your job is, you're forced to retire early and you're not ready, or you lose out to somebody younger in your job, or a promotion that you were expecting. All of those things of loss might happen at one time. So loss is one of the bad things that may happen that makes you say, this is the best time for me to reinvent myself. Another bad thing, bad occasion, bad situation would be some kind of social, economic, or even spiritual upheaval that's going on in your life. Whether it's from the economy in general, maybe you have a huge loss in some kind of investments that you've made. Maybe it's some kind of social disagreement you've had, or social upheaval that you just can't deal with, or it just feels like everybody is seeing things a different way than you have. Or it might be a spiritual upheaval. Maybe you're going through some kind of spiritual crisis, whether it's dark night of the soul, whether it's some doubt. And I guess that's one of those areas where if you've gone through some other bad things, that it might also, kind of compound and really make, especially in a social or spiritual upheaval in your life, there may be some other things that going on. For instance, if you've gone through a divorce, then you might find out, oh, well, not only have I divorced my spouse, but also I basically divorced our friends. We had, mutual friends, mutual activities, all of those things that might go together. Maybe you have lost your job because of downsizing, and all of a sudden all the friends you had were coworkers and now you don't have that anymore. Or maybe you've lost that job or your career and you feel like God or your higher power has just abandoned you. And so you're kind of going through a spiritual crisis within that time. So bad things can make you say, it is time for me to reinvent myself. So far, the bad things that I've mentioned have sort of been on the outside, things that have happened around you. But there's also things that can happen inside, some kind of change in you. And this could be anything from severe depression to mild depression, maybe just the blues that you can't just seem to shake. Maybe it is something as serious as suicidal feelings. And now I have to stop right here to say, if you are feeling suicidal, if you are contemplating ending your life, if you're imagining a scenario where you were going to end things in your own life, then I want you to call this number you see on the screen, or go to the website, or text this number now. Just stop what you're doing, stop this video, and go here now. Do not wait. There are people that are willing to help you and to listen to you, so take this seriously if this is where you are. Sometimes you are going to have some help to get to the point where you can reinvent yourself if you're going through some suicidal feelings. Another change that you might find in yourself is your health. And sometimes your mental health and your physical health can go together. If you are going through some other change in your life, you might find yourself losing weight, gaining weight, or unable to lose weight when you need to lose weight. Or maybe you are just apathetic. You don't really care, so you're not really eating well, but you're not exercising. You're not getting outside. You're not socializing. So those are all forms of some kind of something going on with your health. Or maybe you just have poor health. If you've been to the doctor and the doctor says, okay, you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you've got thyroid problems, and you're suffering from depression, also have pre-diabetes, all of these kinds of things. And you're like, whoa, I think I need to make some major changes in my life. I need to reinvent myself because of my health. So all of those things can go on. So when is the best time to reinvent yourself? I can't really answer that question for you, but I can give you these guidelines. If there's things going on in terms of loss, if there's things going on in terms of some kind of upheaval in the society or economy, if there are things going on with you from depression from severe to mild to just your health, all of those things, your physical health, those are times when you have to say, okay, bad things are happening, and I'm going to take this opportunity to reinvent myself. Now, I have to also say a word. Just because you've gone through one or more of these things does not mean you have to throw everything out and start again. There are different forms of reinventing. You might have to reinvent your health while everything else stays the same. But I think that once you start making changes in one area of your life, you will find that you're going to make the best healthy changes in other areas of your life. I hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, if you would do me two favors. The first one is if you will subscribe to this channel. Right now, while I'm taping this channel, I'm just shy of 100 subscribers, which I really, that's my big goal. So please subscribe today. And if this has been helpful for you, if this video has helped you in some way, please give me a thumbs up. I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You. Have a great one.